When you're first generation American, like there's something about you. You're different. You're inherently different. And like you spend a lot of time in your early years like fighting that. And like just trying to be like, look like blonde, blue-eyed, rich, like juicy couture, petite, athlete. And then you realize like you're the furthest thing. And then you just suddenly like start to become okay with it. And you get to a point where like you're proud of it. And with that journey comes a lot of grit.
High school matters. Come on, let's talk about it. Welcome to High School Matters, the podcast dedicated to conversations that I have with my former high school students. My name is Randy Appel, and I've been teaching high school since the year 2000. And this podcast really started because during the COVID pandemic, I had all this free time. So I started to reflect. I started to reflect on my life as a parent, as a teacher, and I started to think, how great would it be if I could reconnect with the students that I lost touch with over the years and kind of catch up, talk about high school, talk about things in high school that actually mattered to them then, but also that still matter to them now. And honestly, this podcast took on a life of its own. My conversation today is with a former student of mine named Lauren Nassimi. Lauren belongs to the most conservative part of the Persian community, which, as you have heard throughout these podcasts, is one of the most predominant communities in Great Neck North High School. Because of this background, Lauren had to struggle with so many conflicting factors, pulling her in so many different directions back in high school and even to this very day. You'll see how these conflicts affected her social life in high school, her choice of college, her career, and even how she raises her children today. It's a really fascinating conversation, not just about high school, but also about life. I hope you enjoy this episode of High School Matters.
I'm not Josh Cox.
Yeah, you're not. You. What was the comment you made? You're not a big player or something like that?
I'm like some idiot like in Great Neck. I'm like a PTA president of Saddle Rock
That's
Elementary
it, exactly.
School.
Oh, are you?
You didn't even know.
No, I didn't know.
Excuse me.
That's it. You're gonna
I have
tell me.
I have credentials.
I didn't want to look anything up because I wanted it to be natural. Hold on. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I guess I'm here.
You excited?
I'm told you I'm like very nervous.
Well, your immediate, when I saw you outside, your response was no. I said, you excited? You said no.
No, I'm nervous.
Why? Why are you nervous?
Nobody I don't know. High school's a long time ago.
Okay.
I feel like it was a very important part of my life.
Okay.
And I don't know. No one's ever asked me about it, so I don't know what there is to say even.
Where do you think this conversation is going to go, actually?
I honestly think you're just going to ask me about being Persian in Great Neck and going to high school being Persian in Great Neck.
Why do you think that that's where I'm going?
Because there's nothing else.
You're not that special? The only thing special about you is that you're Persian?
Because there's nothing. There's no other X factor here. There's no undercurrent.
Let's say you're right and that's all we talk about is just forget about Lauren the individual, but Lauren the member of the Persian community. How do you feel about that?
But I'm not even a member. Well, I'm part of the Mashadi Persian community, which is even different than
It's true. There's so many levels.
Yeah.
So either way, how do you feel if this conversation focuses on your Persianness?
I'm very proud of it.
You're proud of it and you're happy to talk about it.
I'm proud of it and happy to talk about it, yeah. In fact, I was thinking about this very recently. My children do not feel Persian.
Oh, really?
And
why?
It only occurred to me because my girls were having a play date. I have twin daughters. One of the moms was like, oh, you speak Farsi? And I was like, of course. I'm like, I speak Farsi fluently. She's like, you're Persian? And I was like, yes. Of course I'm Persian. I was so offended.
Why?
I don't know, because she thought I was just an American mom. And I was like, of course I'm Persian. She's like, oh, but your kids, they don't speak Farsi. And I'm like, no. Way to stick a dagger in my heart.
Do you feel like you don't represent the Persian community then because of the way you look?
No,
it must be the way you look and act.
I actually feel like I do look very Persian, but I don't know.
No, I don't.
I feel like I am very Persian. My mannerisms, the way I speak, the way I act, I actually do feel very connected to my Persian identity.
Okay.
But it hurts to me that my kids really do not even connect with that culture. They don't even realize what the things that we do are Persian or not.
Do you think it's because you're like a generation removed?
Yeah, because they're not first generation Americans, and I really feel sorry for them that they're not.
Wow. All right, I didn't expect to start this way, but I don't want to ruin the flow of the conversation, so we'll get to high school too as well.
No, you tell me.
No, this is good. Let's because I definitely wanted to talk about the fact that you're Persian.
Yeah.
So I've always been fascinated by the Persian community. Honestly, I've been in Great Neck for 20 years. I've never met a Persian person before I started teaching in Great Neck ever, and I became immersed in this Persian community. And I'll be honest, I've always been in some ways envious of the Persian culture. Even like, for example, I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And on Friday nights, I'm not with my kids.
Right.
Like my daughter's out and whatever. And in Great Neck...
Or you're out.
Or, no, I actually don't go out. I go out with friends Saturday night. Every Saturday night we go out with friends. But Friday night I like to make it family night. But like maybe my daughter goes out maybe my son goes ice skating or something. It's never... You guys have like this structured family time, Shabbat dinners.
Yeah.
I was always envious of that because everyone in Great Neck does it.
Yeah.
It's not even a question, right? So like in my town, if we decided to do that, my daughter and my kids would be the only ones doing it.
Yeah.
So Great Neck has this amazing sense of pride and family and community, which I was envious of. So I do want to talk a little bit about that. Let's say there are people listening to this that have no idea what a Mashadi is, what a Tarani is, even what a Persian person is.
So Persians are Iranians, so from the country of Iran.
Okay.
And we in Great Neck, the people of my generation, are the first generation American children of the Iranian Jews who were persecuted during the Iranian Revolution in the late 70s. And then once the Ayatollah came in, he wanted to institute an Islamic law in the country.
Oh, so Jews were no longer welcome the way they were before that.
Or that was the feeling that they had at the time, that they were being religiously persecuted.
Oh.
So that's why they fled. And so they came to New York, Great Neck, or LA. Or I think originally even some of them went other places in other cities also.
Why Great Neck though? Do you know why?
There were already people here, like pre-revolution in Great Neck. Who were like, it's nice here and it's close to the city, it's close to Manhattan.
Got it. You said Mashadis, I brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
Can you just, in the most interesting, entertaining way, if there's a way to make it entertaining, what's a Mashadi, what's a Tarani?
So Iran has different cities, just like any other country. Tehran is the major city, the New York City of Iran. It's the capital and it's the major city of Iran. Mashhad is like a ghetto, rural area. Mashhad, it's like a very small city. It's Mashhad, Tehran, Shiraz, Esfahan. There's like millions others.
But why do we only hear of Tarani and Mashadi?
So Mashadis call all other Persians who are not Mashadi Tehranis. Yeah.
Okay, so Tarani, when I hear a Mashadi kid saying someone's Tarani,
it means they're
just not Mashadi.
Yes.
Ah, I remember there was always that conflict between Persians.
Yeah.
I remember like, oh, he's a Mashadi.
Yeah.
And it sounded like an derogatory.
Well,
he's Mashadi.
Yeah, because... So Mashhad was like a rural town. They always looked down on Mashadis because we're like the peasants almost.
Oh.
Like the ones from the outer city, lower class.
Oh, is that right? Because Tehran is this great city.
Right. And like they were almost like they were coming from the countryside. Like, so originally they were less educated, they were less dignified.
Oh, wow.
And, obviously that didn't carry over.
Oh, I wouldn't say obvious. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Not funny.
But that's where the difference comes from. But the cultural difference is that still remains true, is that the Mashadis are way more conservative, way more insular, and like protective of their culture.
Oh.
We have our own synagogues, we have our own governance, we have our own school now. We have our own camp. We have our own Hebrew school.
For Mashadis?
Yes.
Oh, and that's where you surround
our own basketball league.
Wait, so why do you kids feel disconnected?
My son doesn't even know he's Mashadi. Like, this
why?
is what I was telling my husband. Like,
is your husband Mashadi?
Like, he once came home. Yeah. No, actually, I say yes so fast.
But he's so defensive.
If he listens to it, his dad is Mashadi. His mom is half Kashi, half Iraqi. So there's also Iraqis who we call Tehranis who are not.
Oh my God.
Because they're
so
Iraqi, but they speak Farsi.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're not. Yeah. And now I joke with him. I'm like, you're more Mashadi than I am.
Wow.
Because all of his friends, like all of his activities are with.
So, okay. So you said I'm still confused.
Like Jonah doesn't know that like he's Mashadi. He once came. He's like, Mom, someone told me I'm Mashadi. What is that?
But how does he not know that? If he's Mashadi, he's surrounded by Mashadis, he's in leagues with Mashadis.
But he doesn't realize that, like, that's something that's different. I can't explain. Like, I grew up when my mom was like, you're Mashadi. Like, we go to, like, our county center. We don't go there. And, like, you're Mashadi, you're Mashadi, you're Mashadi. My kids didn't grow up like that. I'm like,
but that's on you.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's all my
fault. No, not fault. I'm saying, like, I don't mean, like,
I get
no, but it is on you, right?
It is on me, but, like, I didn't realize, like, how important it is to me that they feel. Okay, not Mashadi.
Your kids are 5.
Not even Mashadi, but, like, to feel Persian. And when the mom didn't even know that I was Persian, I was like, where have I gone wrong? Like, what am I doing that, like,
oh, wow.
This person is meeting me, like, almost for the first time. She's in my home. Her daughter just came to my house, and she thought that she was sending her kid to, like, some, like, white person's house.
And that offended you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It offended me. Not in, like, a racial way.
No, I get it.
It has nothing to do with that.
It's like, the pride in your culture.
It's that, like, I'm not that.
Right. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, so we met when you were a freshman.
Yes.
In 2002.
Yeah.
You were my first period bio class.
Oh, so it was your first period?
There's a reason I bring that up, and we'll talk about it in a bit.
Okay.
But when I was coming here to meet you, I was thinking to myself...
Who was she really?
In some ways, yeah. There were a couple of things I remember. You were a very smart girl, right? You know that. You were the kind of kid that, like, made class better, if that makes sense. You were very much engaged in class.
Yeah.
So we were just connected somehow because I was the advisor for your class. So even though you were the vice president of the school, you were still always around. You were a presence in Great Neck North. Oh. Is there any recollection of why we were close or anything like that?
I know. I feel like I really liked you. I liked your class a lot. I liked bio a lot.
Uh-huh.
I think that I felt that you were young and that, I don't know, I just liked being around you. I thought you were cool. I thought you were funny.
Okay.
I feel like you were very meaningful in my life.
I appreciate that.
So
That's
it's
good.
Nice to see that you remember the little
Well, you were meaningful
ones.
too. Yeah.
You're like little freshmen, 9th graders.
Okay, so then you go off to college. And then we stay connected through Facebook.
Yeah, then we were friends with. So I'm friends with you on Facebook, Miss Walk.
Yeah.
I felt was very involved in my life. Miss Crown, my Spanish teacher. I got to know her family.
Oh, so you really connected with teachers?
Yeah, but I stayed like that. Like even high school, I was like that. In college, I was like that. In law school, I have a lot of respect for my educators.
So interesting you say that.
I feel like you're gonna embarrass me.
I'm not gonna embarrass you, but. Do you remember I posted a note on your Facebook?
Yes, I do remember. You brought it here?
I brought it, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Well, you said you respected authority, and you respected me, so I want to... Let's see if this is a newly found thing, or if you're just, So in my draw at school, I have, like, all the things that kids have given me in the past, and I remember this letter. And you talk about respecting authority. So this is
Even my handwriting is appalling.
Your handwriting is great, but I want to read the letter because I think it's relevant that who are you in high school? You're this girl, this Mashadi girl, who, likes her teachers and quote unquote respects authority. And then I found this letter and it didn't mean much to me, but now that we're talking and you brought that up, I was not planning on reading this in the beginning, but you said that, so let's just do it. Do you remember this letter at all?
I honestly, read it. I don't know.
How about you read it? You read it.
Dear Mr. Appel, please read this letter. Look at how much I trusted that you did not care. Okay, please read this letter. Don't just throw it out. I am truly sorry for my disrespectful behavior towards you during first period. There is no excuse for what I said to you, so I won't try to justify it or anything. I know it was wrong of me, and I am a very stubborn person, so admitting I was wrong definitely means something. That I am more than sorry. I know you made your decision already for not counting my test.
That's it. It's all about the test. I don't remember, but I actually...
That is so mean.
Keep going.
I understand that, so I'm not trying to convince you to count it. That isn't the point of this letter, the letter.
We'll see about that.
That's like so manipulating. I am writing you this letter because I don't want you to hate me. It is not like me to act so immaturely towards an authority figure, but I don't know what got into me. So if you want, don't count my test, but please don't, hate me.
Yes.
You are honestly one of my favorite teachers, and I'm not trying to kiss up to you. You really are one of my favorites. You were. Your class is also very fun, and I enjoy it very much. I am usually dead asleep in the morning, but not in biology. So, in essence,
look at that.
I'm sorry 1 trillion times over, and please don't hate me. Do whatever you want about the test. Lauren Nassimi. I'm sorry.
What do you think about that letter?
I think it's very manipulating.
Yeah. You think
Did you count my test?
All right, you think I don't remember the context of that letter.
I remember one thing that I said that you got very upset about, and like actually after that, I never used the word again.
Go ahead.
I used the R word.
Retarded?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, that was always a word
and
that
you got very upset at me, and like I couldn't understand why. And after that, I do not use that word.
To this day?
Yes.
Wow, influential.
Yes.
When you hear that word.
I think about you.
You do? Is that true?
Yeah, I do. Maybe that's what this letter was. Or I might have said like that's...
Yeah.
That's
you still can't even say it to this day.
I don't say it. I don't like to say it.
Good. Wow, I'm glad I made that impression on you. That was in our class.
Okay.
But
I really wanted you to count my test.
That's it. It was never about... You didn't care if I hated you.
No, I did care. No, I'm telling you. I really did care.
Okay.
I really did care.
You cared?
I really liked you. Yeah.
Okay. But you still want them to count your test.
I definitely wanted you to count my test.
Okay. So that's a funny memory, obviously. You know.
I mean, it's mortifying, but yeah.
Why is it mortifying?
I would write my teacher a letter, and then you're like, "Oh, you were like smart." Like I sound like a fucking
you're all good. So, are there any things when you think back to high school? What do you think about?
When I think back at high school, I think a lot of like fun things that we did, like in class. Honestly, like I had a great time in class always.
You were one of those kids.
Yeah.
You always did love class. Like
I
actually felt that as a student. No, really, like you were, like you said, you're usually asleep in that letter. You said you usually sleep in the morning. You were always engaged.
Yeah.
Always. So what? And I imagine that was throughout high school. So why?
I enjoyed learning. Honestly, I really did, and we had. Like, now that I know what other people had in high school, I know that they didn't have the teachers we had.
So you felt... Is that part of it, the teachers?
Yes.
Not many kids, when they talk about high school, bring up teachers. In all seriousness, you did.
Okay, I was an idiot. I was a dweeb. I was a loser. I was a nerd.
No, it's
okay.
It's nice. You just have a lust for learning? Is that what it was?
I don't know. Yeah, I do. I really do. I also felt like in class, like, it was almost like the great equalizer always, because you could be like a loser in the most high school sense of the word.
Yeah.
Right? You could be anybody, and then you can go to class and you could be smart and be engaged, and it didn't matter anymore, like who you were almost.
Oh, in the class.
Yeah.
Like if your kids are like, "Mom, what were you like in high school?"
Be like, I had a lust for learning.
That's true.
I think I would just say I tell them all the time that I had a great time in school always, which I did. I always had a lot of fun in school.
Okay.
And I don't know, I wasn't a cheerleader, I wasn't an athlete, I wasn't, like, I'm sure you know, like, Great Neck North wasn't really like one of these like stereotypical high schools where it was like,
no,
the cheerleaders are the popular kids,
right,
the football team, and like, we didn't really have that.
So let's talk a little bit about Great Neck North, because I find it very difficult to describe Great Neck North to the world.
No one gets it. You have a lot of first generation Americans going there, so you have a lot of interesting personalities.
Yeah.
You have a lot of un-Americans, right? Trying to be Americans, but also they have like that X factor that, you know, a lot of first generations have. They're like they want to do something. They have that
the drive
or whatever it is. Like,
okay,
first generations are just different, and then you put them all in Great Neck North. It's also very progressive. Like, anything could happen in Great Neck North at any time, and it's like no one is shocked. No one is ever shocked. Is
it because there's a group of all different communities? I think that's probably part of it, right? So it's not. Listen, there's a lot of Persian kids, but it's not all Persian kids, there's so many. The cultures are all mixing in a weird way.
Yes,
is that why you think Great Neck's special?
Look, we have a very small high school, and then there's like life outside of high school with like different kids mixed in. Proximity to the city plays a role. The fact that like we all had friends outside of school and groups of friends outside of school. So like our social lives didn't revolve around what was going on in school. In that
vein, I want to like transition a little bit to being. We talked about being Persian initially, but being Persian in a school like Great Neck, where there's a lot of Persians, but there's also a lot of other things, and maybe talk about what it means that you were a Persian student, if that's okay. Yeah.
Like, Persians are very, and again, like, I'm gonna like delve into this like stereotypical space too. Mm-hmm. For the most part, like, Persians are bright without really having to put that much effort into it. I feel like with Persians also, like, education is a big deal. So it's very important for Persians to pedigree their kids and, like, have them go to proper schooling and become somebody and do something.
Right.
But, like, not at, like, it's very important to them to have very active social lives and go out and have fun and be funny and have a good time.
That's part of the
like,
culture.
There's like huge, like, you're encouraged to do that and go out and be
wow.
fun. Yeah.
How is that presented to you growing up? Was it just like this feeling of social life is important?
My mom would literally take away my books and be like, "You're not allowed to study anymore."
Wow.
My mom hated it that I would study. Hated it. She actually, like, went to Mr. Kaplan once and was like, "I don't want Lauren in any AP classes. Like, take her out of all of her AP classes. Like, she's doing too much homework."
I know it's very common in the Persian community, especially among females. And you can correct me. Any stereotype I bring up right now, I could be wrong.
It's fine. You're not going to offend me.
No, but I may offend someone listening. So just stop me if I'm... Yeah. Girls, I remember hearing... A lot of them are not allowed to go away to school.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what that was like? So here's what I learned about Lauren Nassimi today, even though I knew this in the past. You're a Mashadi.
Yes.
Right? You're Persian. You feel really connected to being Mashadi.
Yes.
You want your kids to be as connected to Mashadi as you were, but they're not because you are not. You're failing miserably as a parent.
Miserable,
okay? Yeah. You also have a lust for learning. You enjoy learning. You love teachers in the sense that it's the connection you...
tremendous respect for
teachers. Debatable, but you have a connection with teachers in a way that not all kids do, frankly. Yeah. And that's just the reality, which is why we're talking here, right? There's a lot of Persian girls I've had. You're the first one I'm interviewing, right?
Okay.
And you must have done amazing in high school. Your GPA must have been very high.
I did well in high school.
You do well in your SATs?
Yes.
Yeah, you were just the kid that honestly probably could have gone to any school within reason. I mean, whatever. You get I'm just trying to build context. But yet, because you were Mashadi or Persian, I don't know what part of that is why you couldn't go away. You couldn't go away.
No, my mom would not let me
go
away for school.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I really wanted to go away for school. Like, not even away. I wanted to, like, live in the city.
Let's build context. Where'd you go to school?
I ended up going to Queens College.
Okay.
But the Macaulay Honors Program. And, like, Mr. Kaplan was involved. This senator, she was my guidance counselor. Like, I think they were like, "Lauren, what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to go? Like, it's college application time." And, like, a tremendous dread came over me because I knew that, like, they were like, "Oh, Lauren is, like, going to go and do and da-da-da." And, like, I was like, "You guys don't know what you're dealing with."
Because they saw your grades.
Because they saw me as, like, who I was in school.
Yeah. You were not just this great student who did well. You were also this girl who really had not just a lust for learning, but genuinely a lust for life. And really, you could have done so many other things, but yet, because of your background, you had to stay local. Yeah. So that was upsetting to you. I didn't know that.
Extremely. It was a big deal. It was, like, a very, very big deal.
Talk about it. Yeah. Why did your mom not want you to go away?
Because she was like, "We're not like these people. Like, you're my child. Like, just because you're 18 doesn't mean that you're leaving my house." She's like, "This is not who we are." Meanwhile, like, it wasn't, like, earth-shattering to, like, want to go live in the city or, like, go to Barnard or NYU or whatever it was.
I can't believe that that's what you're saying. I thought you were going to say, like, you wanted to go to, like, Harvard or...
Okay, first of all, I was not going to, like, fucking Harvard. Like,
well, you could have.
No, I could not.
Okay, well, you definitely couldn't because your mom wouldn't allow you.
No, I could have gone to, like, many schools. I could have gone to, like, many schools. Like,
many schools?
Binghamton, Cornell. I could have gone to, like... And I'm not even, like... And then I was like, the world is not my oyster. Like, how about, like... Maybe New York City is my oyster. And yet, or, like, driving distance from my house is my oyster, right? And it was not. My mom was just like, "No, like, there's no way you're going to be living outside of my house." The compromise was that, like, I would apply early decision nowhere, so I wasn't allowed to apply.
You couldn't have a binding decision.
Right. So I wasn't allowed to apply early decision or early action anywhere.
Wow.
Which... fucking sucks, right? If you know where you want to go.
Did you have a dream school?
I think my dream school at that time was Barnard.
Oh, so just to be in the city, Columbia.
Yeah. At that time, it was like I wanted to go to Barnard. I wanted to be in, like, a humanities.
Was that because you thought that was a good balance or a good compromise for your mom's feeling and your feeling? Or...
Yes.
Oh, it was.
I didn't even explore any, like, further than that.
That was it.
It was like I wanted to apply early decision to Barnard God willing, like get in there. Like I think it was at that time it was probably a little bit of a reach for me. And then, you know, I'll apply if I don't get in, I'll apply to like arts and sciences at NYU, and I'll go there.
Wow. But then your mom said no, you can't even apply there?
She's like, you're not applying early decision, early action anywhere. So I only applied, think about this, I only applied to Barnard regular decision where there's no way I was getting in there.
Yeah, it's hard to get in, yeah.
I applied to NYU Arts and Sciences, and I applied to Macaulay Honors at Queens because my mom didn't want me to going into the city every day. I could be in the city, like I could be like, okay mom, I'm leaving, I'm going out Saturday night. I'm going out. I could be in like this city till like 3 a.m, and she wouldn't even know. She would just
really?
be like, okay. But then when it came to like college,
it's crazy to think that your mom allowed you to go to the city.
Yeah, like she wouldn't. I went to Miami for senior year for
spring break. It
was really like not about like my social life. It was just about like living outside of the house.
The only stipulation that really upset you was this college thing.
Yeah, and like Friday nights out, like I couldn't go out even after Shabbat dinner.
Did you want to?
Yeah, a lot of times like Betsy would come to my house like before she would go out.
Betsy Rosen, I know her.
Yeah.
Great girl. Was she one of your best friends?
Yeah, from kindergarten.
Oh, really? So are you still friends with her now?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Betsy is not Persian.
No.
That's also unique.
Yeah.
It kind of talks to who you are as a person. And I don't mean to stereotype, but I have to in a way. A lot of the Mashadi girls are friends with a lot of other Mashadi girls, and it's almost an exclusivity thing. And it's hard to break in. In some ways, it's so nice. You have this community that you're connected to. But in other ways, if you don't let yourself expand out, it's limiting. So you were this Mashadi girl with all the things you had to do. Your mom was very much into making that an important thing. Yet your best friend was this Ashkenazi Jew, Betsy Rosen.
Yeah, Betsy Rosen.
It's so interesting, no?
It is interesting. I think it's very interesting for her to like hear about my life while being her friend.
So Betsy went to Georgetown.
Yeah.
Was there communication between you two when she was applying to these colleges? Were you jealous?
Yeah.
Was it a...
I was never jealous. I was never jealous of her because like I wrote her recommendation when Dartmouth requires like a peer recommendation.
And just so Betsy didn't get in, was that part of your plan?
Yeah, that was part of my plan.
Manipulative. You and the manipulative letters.
So Betsy ended up going to Georgetown.
Okay, so the reason I asked, and jealous, I didn't mean it in a negative way, but I meant in like my best friend is able to apply to all these schools.
It wasn't jealousy. It was more like sadness. I knew what I was dealing with, so I was like, thank you, Miss Semder. Thank you, Mr. Kaplan, for like all of your efforts. But like, I know what I'm dealing with. I know I'm gonna be in Queens College, and it's fine, But I was sad that like I was going to Queens College, and then my best friends were all leaving.
Yeah.
And it would just be like I'd just be a memory, like someone that they knew in high school.
That was what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the sad part for you, which of course is not the case now.
Wasn't
you look
the case.
back and it's all good, but
yes.
Wow, that's a tough thing to think about as a I remember graduating high school, and I remember it being very sad for me. I loved high school.
Yeah.
So
Did you have a lust for learning?
I didn't have a lust for learning actually, but you know what? I did feel that class was the great equalizer.
Yeah.
And I was in some smart classes, some regular classes, and I always felt like being in the classroom, there was something about that environment that was nice, but like I remember being sad when it was over.
Yeah.
I knew my friends were still going to be there for me.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing.
Like I was a Mashadi girl from Great Neck that they were friends with in high school, and like they were going and like expanding their horizons and like, whatever it was. And so I was still going to be this like Mashadi girl from Great Neck.
How did you deal with that?
I was still here. What do you mean? I woke up the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
You just dealt with it.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't like the most traumatic thing.
It wasn't because I was, at that time, me and Betsy used to video chat a lot. Like, it wasn't...
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you also friends with a lot of Mashadi Persian girls?
Of course.
So that was also...
Of course. That's what I mean. Like,
were they in the same boat as you?
Most of them.
We had Reach Out Day. Can you like briefly describe what Reach Out Day is? Because I think it's relevant what Reach Out Day is and how you are impacted by Reach Out Day.
I wasn't impacted by Reach Out Day.
I think you were impacted by Reach Out Day.
Reach Out Day is one day every year, or maybe every other year, where the students would get together, and there was an assembly, and then there was breakout sessions, small groups of people who would discuss issues of diversity.
Right, and they would put out on skits in front of the entire student body.
Yeah, so the assembly was skits, essentially, of like different scenarios of like themes of adversity.
Why am I bringing up Reach Out Day to you?
Because the year that I was a senior, like a few of the skits were because of me, about me.
What was the main one?
That I couldn't go away to school.
Okay.
So it was a big deal. It's just so embarrassing that it was such a big deal.
But it's one thing to deal with the fact that you couldn't go away to school in a private setting. You put on a skit.
It was like
for
very public.
1,000 people.
It was a funny skit. It wasn't a sad skit. It was funny.
It was funny to us, but it was a real thing.
It was real.
that your personal life was being broadcast to 1,000 kids.
Yeah.
So
I'm not only the token Persian girl of your podcast. When I was in high school, I was the token Persian girl too.
To the school?
Yeah. That's how it felt. I don't know if that's true. Maybe other Persian girls.
Was that okay for you? Did you feel bad about it?
No. I didn't feel bad about it. Like,
you didn't feel bad?
I just felt like that was my role.
That was your role, and you were happy to be that person to other Mashadi girls.
I was happy to be that person. It was like I was very much part of the school. So it was like, okay, I'm accepting this responsibility to be part of the school, then it's okay.
So what did it mean that you put on that skit for the entire school?
In one hand, it was empowering because it was like, this is my story, like my tragic story as, a 18-year-old girl in Great Neck, right?
Yeah.
And like, this is my story, and like, let me share it with you and learn from what happened to me. In a certain way, it was empowering. And another way, it was kind of like, it was what it was. I wasn't sad about it at the time. I felt like it was okay for people to like know what was going on with me, and if it was going on with them, like it was okay.
So you feel like you were helping them?
I felt like I was helping myself. It was like, it was therapeutic for me. It felt like, okay,
that's how you were dealing with it.
It was how I was dealing with it. It really was.
So publicly though.
It wasn't, I mean...
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't public. It was just literally every single kid in the entire school saying it.
It was cathartic to me. It was like, I felt empowered by it. I feel like it helped me deal with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't feel negativity. In fact, I felt like if people knew why I wasn't going away, there'd be like less of a stigma about why I was going to the school that I was going to.
Did you feel insecure about going to Queens?
Queens College, yeah. 100%
you did?
I did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you knew you could have done much better.
Because everyone who I was in class with was going to the best schools in the country. Not like in New York, the best schools in the country.
No, I know. Yeah.
Like the brightest kids on the East Coast.
And you were right up there with them.
Not that I was right up there with them.
No, you were. I'm telling you. I know, like, you're trying to be humble, but no.
I'm not trying to be humble, but like...
Yeah, okay.
It was just like... And it's a big deal, like, where are you going to school? Where are you accepted? So the fact that I was dealing with it so publicly, I think helped me get through it.
Oh, so that insecurity about where you were going was almost like, oh, don't judge me. I'm going to Queens because I'm not allowed to go away. I could have gone.
Yeah,
oh, interesting.
Not that I could have gone, or I could have gone anywhere. Not in that kind of way.
No, I don't mean with an air of confidence. I mean with like a...
I was insecure about it. I'm not anymore, but I was at that time.
Are you proud to tell people you went to Queens College now?
Yeah, now it doesn't bother me now. I'm like,
Are you proud to tell people you went to Queens College?
Yes, I am. I went to Queens College. I always say I'm very local. I went to Queens College. I went to Hofstra.
Oh, so you say I'm very local.
Yeah.
So you're not proud to say you went to Queens College. You're proud to say you went to Queens College in the realm of, but I went local. I'm proud of
having gone to Queens College. I'm proud of being part of the Macaulay Honors Program. I'm like a proud alumni. I'll go back for like all of their things. Let me ask you this question. This is the most important. Do you say you went to Queens College, or do you say you went to Macaulay Honors? I say I went to Queens College. Oh, you do? Yes. You've come to terms with it. No, I actually make a point to say I went to Queens College and not Macaulay. Really? I do. Why? Because like, why? It feels like so pretentious to like, fake it. Well, you didn't fake it. You went to Macaulay, but no, I realized that I went to Macaulay, but like. I went to Queens College. I like that. Okay, that's good. I make it a point to say that. Okay. If you're a female, you can't go away to school. What about your brother? Your brother is... Oh, my brother wasn't even a question. He went to Stern. He lived in the city all 4 years. Then he went to Columbia Dental School. He lived in the city. Now he lives in Nolito during his residency in Brooklyn. Wow. You say it almost in this like funny, sarcastic way. Almost like a deflection of these feelings that you're probably feeling of sadness or whatever.
But how do you feel that your brother was able to do these things that you were not able to do?
I'm proud of him. No, I'm honestly. It's not his
I'm
fault.
proud of him too. I know Daniel too.
No, it's not. No, it's because it's not. He's like, he did nothing.
No. Okay, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you why is your brother a jerk for doing this.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not.
asking you how you feel as someone with equal potential to him, but yet because of your gender, you're not allowed to do the same thing as him.
I think if it, like 15 years ago, or like whenever, however long ago, whatever it was, I was like, it's like, of course he could go. Like that feeling of like, of course, like it's not a question. Of course he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
go
why
and do
was
that.
it of course he can go, but it was not even like
You're
no
right.
chance
Because
you
I
can
know
go.
the answer, Mr. Pell. Like I know the answer. It's like when you know the answer to something, then it doesn't like plague you anymore because you know the answer. If I like wasn't allowed to go away to school and it ruined my life and I became like a waste of a human and then obviously this conversation would be different.
Yeah.
But that's not the way that my
Yeah,
life
I get
went.
it.
So it's hard for me to be like, also it wasn't unexpected. It wasn't unexpected either. So for you, it's like, oh, let me have this conversation about like gender inequality in the Persian community. For me, it's like, maybe it's like, I knew that I wasn't going to be allowed to go away. I knew that my brother was going to be allowed to do whatever he wanted to do, wherever he wanted to do it.
Okay.
And so it doesn't hurt me.
I'm going to reframe it differently then, if you can't ask
Yeah.
it. I'm going to frame it in, you are the mother of a girl. Two girls. I am the father of two girls.
Yeah.
My daughter is in 10th grade right now. We are thinking about colleges for her.
Yeah.
Okay? She has the world as her oyster.
Yeah.
You didn't even have New York City as your oyster. Okay? Are you going to feel differently when your kids are older? Will you allow your kids to go anywhere?
I mean, I would not allow them to feel stifled by me. Like, I wouldn't want their ambition, their drive, or them to have the feeling that I'm stopping them from succeeding in their lives. Like, they should always feel like I'm propelling them, that I'm supporting them, and not, like, trying to put them in a box. And for me, and I feel like a lot of the girls who grew up with me, like, our moms were very much trying to keep us in a box and be like, just stay here, just be here. But also that has a lot to do with the fact that they didn't grow up here and they were very much scared of like the outside world. And I'm not.
You're rationalizing it, which is great.
Yes.
Like, it's important that you are a human being right now who loves her mother.
Yes.
Even though her mother put her in a box.
Right.
And
It's not that I feel like I need to defend my mom. I feel like
I think it sounds like you need to defend
I'm not
your mom.
defending my mom. I would love for her to feel like I'm defending her.
Okay, good.
But
Mrs.
I'm
Nassimi,
defending
Lauren is defending you. So if you're listening to this, you have a daughter who's a lawyer who's defending her mom.
No, but my daughters are not growing up the same way that I grew up. So at that time, my mom felt like it was okay to say my daughter's not going away because that's what her friends were doing to their daughters, and that's the way they were raising their kids at that time. And so she was very confident in that decision. And for me, that's not how my girls are growing up. That's not how my friends are raising their kids. What's interesting, when I went to law school, I was married. So
You were engaged while you were a student in college.
yeah.
Okay. That is also a very, again, stereotypically Persian girl kind of thing, to get married very young. And just full transparency, my mom was married when she was 18.
Okay, really?
Okay, my dad was 20. Yeah,
Really?
like it's crazy. Like
But you were also married very young.
I was married at 25.
Yeah.
My wife, Freudian. My wife was 23.
Wow.
So I almost can relate in a way to this, and I had this desire actually because
you have strong family values.
I had strong family values. My
Yeah.
parents were very happily married. I always felt that like connection there. Like I always wanted that. I married someone who also had strong family values.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to build a family. That's how I felt, and that's what makes me sad about these Friday nights because as much as I love the family values, I don't have what.
She moved to Great Neck.
That's it. I know. In some ways, I wish I did in a way. The name Nassimi.
Yeah.
is almost a staple in grade X, right? Nassimi, Hakimi.
I'm no longer Nassimi. I haven't been Lauren Nassimi.
Yeah, but you'll always be Lauren Nassimi to me. I'm sorry. You're still,
no, it's okay.
Yeah. But like, it's interesting. I let you listen to an interview that I've done. This is the first time I'm ever talking to someone about themselves where they've also heard another person's interview. It's never happened before.
Okay.
You're unique.
I'm a pioneer.
You're a pioneer. And you listened to Josh Cox, who was a great kid. You probably loved him in high school. I loved him in high school. But Josh was one of the few African American kids in the school.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, there's probably more Nassimis in your graduating class than there were African American kids.
Yeah.
What do you think about the conversation you heard with Josh?
It was interesting, especially because of how targeted he felt from Persians. Because of Sia.
That word.
Because he was just exactly like how you described it. Persians are like loud and obnoxious, and like they want you to know they're Persian, and they speak Farsi to your face, and like it's funny to them. And,
right.
Like, but the word Sia means black.
Right.
Like the actual word, it means the color black.
Oh, so it doesn't mean a black guy.
Sia is the color black. Like in Sias, this is black. So when I listened to that podcast, and he almost said it, and he didn't say it, that like it may have been interpreted that like it was the N-word. That like really struck a chord with me, because I know the people who were calling him Sia like to his face.
Right.
And I know like with 100% certainty that like they never meant it as a racial slur.
The word Sia means black.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Josh Cox is black.
Josh Cox is black, and nobody, like I said in the conversation, a non-Persian wouldn't say, "What's up, black?" No. Like, that's offensive. In the same way, saying Sia is offensive.
It's almost stupid, but like we're high school kids, and like we're Persian, we're very loud, but it does not mean the N-word. However, when he's perused that topic in your conversation, I was like, of course he would think that.
Right.
Why did I have to listen to this conversation? But like, duh.
Do you?
Like,
no duh.
Of course he would think that.
How do you think that conversation might be perceived by the Persian community? Any thoughts? Defensive?
No, I don't think the Persians would feel defensive.
You don't think so?
I don't know. People get offended about everything these days. I don't know.
No, I get it, but
it wasn't about Persians. It was about
clearly
Josh Cox.
It was about Josh Cox.
Yeah,
but I can...
you spent high school calling like a black kid Sia. Like, let him have a conversation about Persians.
Yes.
It's fine.
And I actually thought it was eye-opening because, like you said, the N-word, zero ever connection for you. Ever. Not even like a maybe at one moment. Ever.
No.
Never.
No.
So the fact that it wasn't, but yet it's always, perception is reality.
Yeah.
So in this case, this kid was reminded every day that he was a Sia, and what that means to him is different than what it meant to the people saying it. The whole point of the conversation was like, listen, okay, now you hear the other side. Maybe next time you won't call a kid a Sia. It's always good to
have those conversations.
Yeah.
Difficult conversations like are necessary.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap up, do you like talking about the Persian community because you feel so connected to it?
I don't mean when I talk about the Persian community, like I'm not an ambassador. This is just me and my take on it.
But you're a girl who grew up.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in it, I am it, but like I also like, I don't know, I've had a lot of experience outside of the Mashadi community. I hang out a lot with non-Mashadis. I have very close friends who are not Mashadi.
Yeah.
So, and I work, period, like I work.
Oh, like, you work, that's right. So let's talk about that. I forgot, I meant to talk about that.
I went to law school, I work.
Yeah, so is that something you planned on doing? Like you knew you wanted to work?
I knew I wanted to work. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to work as a lawyer. Like actually, like if I hadn't married Alon, I think the realities of that would be very different.
Right.
Like I think he almost enabled me to like carry out my like dream life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your mom proud of you?
I think she takes pride in like my family, but would prefer if I didn't work and I didn't like spend so much time like doing PTA stuff and like WITSO stuff and even community stuff. Like I think she
why?
That I would just be like be a mom and like just
only a mom.
That. Yeah. But like the philanthropy and the like community stuff that I'm involved in really gives me a lot of satisfaction. I really, really, really enjoy that. So And I really, really enjoy working. Like, I enjoy being a lawyer.
So this might be a tough question then. Yeah. This next one. We talked about multiple times throughout here. You started off right away talking about the disappointment about not you as a parent, but the fact that your kids are not as connected to being Persian.
Yeah.
And you initially said it was because it's second generation.
Yeah.
What role do you think you play? And it is a serious question, not like you're a bad mom and you're not doing this, but
no, I know.
What role do you play as a working mom? And the mom, when you're working, you're not fully devoting every moment and thought to your kids.
Yes.
That's just the reality. My wife's a working mom.
Yeah.
That's a big sacrifice we make.
Yeah, it is.
To the parenting aspect of life.
Yeah.
So talk about the role that you play in your kids not having that feeling of connectedness that you felt.
I don't know. It's like it's an internal struggle because like I want to give my kids everything so that they don't feel different and they're not stigmatized or like that they're just like have an easy life. I just want to give them everything. And then on the other hand, like it's almost doing them a disservice because they don't they don't have the grit that I grew up with.
Yeah.
That I have now because of what I went through. So it's like a term I like it's not lost on me. Like I think about this all the time. I think about it all the time. Like Tom Brady won the Super Bowl and Jordan was like, I need a Buccaneers jersey. Ellen's like, order him one. I'm like, why the fuck does he need to go to school with like a Bucs jersey, right? Like, who cares? Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. Like, you don't need it. And then on the other hand, I'm like, he wants a $30 jersey. Like, makes him feel cool. Like, he should have it. Because my mom was like, I was like, Mom, buy me a juicy jumpsuit. And she'd be like, I'm not fucking spending. I mean, not fuck, but like, she'd be like, I'm not spending that much money on like your clothes. You're 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, no question.
A lot of the Persian people that came over from Iran, they, I know there's a big range, right? Some came over with a lot of money from Great Neck, and then some came over with zero.
Yeah.
And there's a big range, and yet so many of them have been super successful.
Yeah.
And there's something that says something.
That's what my kids are, exactly. You bring me back to my point. Like, that's what my kids are missing. It's a grit. Like, when you're first generation American, like, there's something about you. You're different. You're inherently different. And, like, you spend a lot of time in your early years, like, fighting that. And, like, just trying to be, like, look like blonde, blue-eyed, rich, like, juicy couture, petite, athlete. And then you realize, like, you're the furthest thing. And then you just suddenly, like, start to become okay with it. And you get to a point where, like, you're proud of it. And with that journey comes a lot of grit.
Right.
And, my kids do not have that. They don't feel different at all. No, my kids don't feel different at all. It's, like, very annoying to me. It's very annoying to me. Like, they just feel like they're like everybody else.
So what do you do about that?
I don't know.
You're figuring it out. Like, you're still...
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to... I feel like the grit is very, very, very valuable.
Yeah.
It makes you resilient. I honestly feel like whatever problems come to me, I have a confidence that I'll be able to solve it or, like, get through it or, like, go to sleep and wake up in the morning, right? And just, like, take it like that. And it's like, it's fine. A sense of identity is very important.
Oh, you think that's really what it comes down to?
Yeah. Like, yes, like, who's Lauren...
Nassimi,
right? Who is Lauren Nassimi? Like, she's a Persian girl. And, like, you say, like, that's all you are. But, like, to me, like, that sense of identity, like, is a huge part of who I am. And a lot of people don't have a sense of identity. Yeah. And I don't want my kids to be the people who don't have a sense of identity.
I wonder if you spoke to your mom right now, if she would say that you had it at that age.
I don't know what she'd say.
Just stay home.
You're
not going to college away from...
I know that it was very important to her for me to feel different. Like, she didn't want me to feel like an American person. Period. Like, we are not Americans. Like, we are Persians. Like, we don't act like that. Like, we don't do that. We don't behave that way. Like, we stay home Friday nights. We, like, we are not that.
Those are some of the things that, like I told you, I was very envious of in a way. Yeah. And now it makes sense.
And it was very hard growing up, just wanting to be like everybody else.
So you did want to be like everybody else.
And really not being able to was really hard because, I don't know. Now looking back, it's like, maybe I was just I'm not a rebellious person. So I'm sure like other people deal with that by just being rebellious and like doing whatever the fuck they want, like regardless of what their parents say.
Right. Yeah.
But at the time, like it didn't even like occur to me to like just rebel against it. I was just like,
wow,
living through it.
Does your mom not curse?
Not really.
But you curse.
Sometimes I curse a lot. It's a really bad.
You think
habit.
that's part of your rebellion?
No, I just think that like I need to learn to speak nicer.
I think it might be part of a rebellion.
No, it's not. I'm not rebellious.
I think you are.
I'm really not rebellious. I'm not rebellious.
Think about the girl in 9th grade who wrote me that letter.
You're such an asshole. Stop.
And the girl who curses.
You know, it's really not nice, and people are very much caught off guard when I curse.
I'm not, but it is meaningful that you curse.
Why? It's not meaningful. I don't think cursing is my rebellion.
What is your rebellion?
I really am not a rebellious person. I don't rebel.
At all. What about
what is a rebellion? What does a rebellion look like? I don't know.
Okay, here's what a rebellion might look like.
Cursing. Besides cursing.
No, but a girl who lived a life in a very conservative culture and was put in a box.
I don't know, but from then till now, today I don't feel like I'm in a box. And I don't think my kids feel like they're in a box.
Yeah.
Did I feel like it was very, very hard for me to do certain things and also live up to my parents' expectations of me as a daughter? Yes. But I never rebelled against it. I just was like constantly struggling, trying to stay afloat. So maybe you're saying in that journey from then till now was just like one big rebellion to get to here.
Maybe.
And so I picked up cursing along that journey.
It makes you...
My hero's journey.
Makes you stand out in a way. If there's a graduating senior right now, or whatever, a senior in high school, Great Neck North High School, a female, Persian, Mashadi.
Yeah.
What would be the message to her? You're a 33-year-old woman who's in a really great place in life. What message would you give to that 17 or 18-year-old Mashadi girl who's had all the same things that you were thinking of as an 18-year-old girl and hasn't experienced what you've experienced?
I mean, I wouldn't want them to feel like limited and like comfortable in those limitations. Like I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't smoke, I wouldn't but that's who I am.
Right.
But like I would like hide behind like my identity almost, but it was actually who I was anyway.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
But there's a lot of people who aren't. That's not who they are. And
so what would your message be?
I would say like fly. You know, you will get married. Like I feel like there's a lot of pressure in the Mashadi community that they feel like, oh, if they're too educated or too smart or too wild or too fill in the blank, right? That they won't get married. They won't, reach that like apex of Mashadiness, of like having a family and like whatever, blah blah blah. But like you can bring your life to a place where you want it to be without limiting yourself that way. So like if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a dentist, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a coder, whatever you want to be, do it. Just like it's hard work. And yeah, there's some like Miami Passovers you're going to have to miss and some parties you're going to have to miss and sacrifice because you're building your life a certain way. But like, who cares? Yeah. Like eventually, like you don't want to be, 40 with 6 kids being like, what do I do now?
Yeah, I hear that. And then I think, I don't know who will ever listen to this, but can you imagine a Mashadi girl listening to this conversation, hearing about the disappointment you have about your kids being connected? No, but in seriousness, like, do you think there's a Mashadi girl saying, wow, I better be that 40-year-old woman with 6 kids and not fly because I don't want them to lose this? Like, what would you say to that girl?
But that's not true. I don't think, like, either one is necessary or sufficient. Okay. Like, it's not that because I'm a working mom that my kids have lost something. It's honestly because I am who I am that my kids have lost something. It's because, I do spend a lot of time outside of Great Neck. I do spend a lot of time with people who aren't like me. I do spend a lot of time, just being American, right? A normal American, that my kids are who they are. My kids are a reflection of my own values. So, those are my failures are actually like my personal deficits. Yeah. So is there a way to fix that? Like, I would have to, like, really, like, reconnect myself and, like, make a point in my own house to be like, we are Persian, and, like, you know, maybe, like, bringing the language back into my house.
Right.
Teaching them, like, I have to do something, like, proactively. But, like, my contemporaries who are not working, graduated college, do have 4 kids at my age, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're struggling with the same way that I am.
Okay.
With their kids. I think that there's people who don't, and there's people who don't even think about it at all.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people like me, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm working.
There's so many positives that your kids are going to get from the fact that you are working. Like,
yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's so multi-layered.
Like, there's a book called I Dissent, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
It's like a children's book. It's called I Dissent, and it's about Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life.
Oh.
And Ruth Bader Ginsburg was Jewish, a woman, and a mom. Like, she was married in law school and a mom working. And my son was like, I didn't even say it to him, but, like, during the story, he was like, Mom, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is just like you. And I was like, no.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, I admire Ruth Bader Ginsburg because I am so much like her.
From a kid,
and, like,
that's such
I when he went to sleep, I started to cry.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I could start crying now because...
Go for it.
Yeah, no.
It's tearing.
Yeah.
Wow. Why? Why does it...
I don't know. Stop.
Lauren is leaving the room.
No,
wow.
Because he's like, I want them to be proud of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop. No, it's touching, and it's that is a genuine feeling that you have, and it's something that you feel.
Yeah.
The fact that came out of your kid's mouth must have been very meaningful.
Yeah.
Wow, you literally, wow. I don't want you to cry, but in some ways I like that you got emotional and that it meant something to you, especially in light of the things we talked about and, you know, where you started this conversation with. And I imagine that your kids will be in Great Neck North High School.
I hope so.
In my classroom. No, really, right?
And they'll write you notes, and you'll be like...
That's the day I look forward to very much. And listen...
And maybe I'll be PTA president.
Yeah, of course you will be. I'll be talking to you. That would be when we normally reminisce, but now we get this amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Are you happy we spoke?
I'm not happy that you made me cry.
You're not happy I made you cry?
No, of course not.
As a parent, what greater thing in life is there when a kid tells you they're proud of you, or that they mean that you that
that's
what you're
what they
doing?
mean to say. Yeah,
that's their way of saying it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy you cried, and I don't crying is just an emotion. So is there anything else?
No, like, I'm happy. I loved high school.
High school was very shaping for you in some ways.
High school matters.
High school. I like when the person says it. It really does, right?
I do think it matters. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't embarrass myself, but...
I hope you did.
I know you do. But
I hope you did.
I hope I didn't.
And I hope people get something out of it, even though you downplay that. But you never know the impact. You know, I didn't know the impact of me telling you not to use the R word. You may not know the impact of what you're saying on here.
Yeah, maybe.
So, all right.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, thanks for doing this.
It's really nice, like, taking a trip down memory lane.
Memory lane, right? It was great. You had a good time?
I did.
Me too. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Lauren Nassimi.
Lauren Nassimi.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of High School Matters. I want to thank my guest and former student, Lauren Nassimi. If you enjoyed this conversation, please rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen, and tell all of your friends to rate and review it too. Every positive review helps new listeners find the show, so spread the word and subscribe. I want to see those 5 stars. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, send me a DM at hsmatterspod, or you can send me an email the old-fashioned way at hsmatterspod@gmail.com. Also, follow us on social media at the handle hsmatterspod for weekly updates on the podcast, for pictures of me and guests, for pictures of guests from high school, and any other information about the show. High School Matters was created, produced, and edited by yours truly, your host, Randy Appel. Consulting producers are John Fuss and David Friedman. Sound consultant is Peter Lennox. Our music is written and performed by me and is produced by Lee Tepper. High School Matters is, and always has been, a Bellston production. 88766 signing off. I hope everyone learned something and enjoyed. I felt happy to talk to you and ask you to do this podcast with me.
Yes.
How did you feel when I asked you?
I was like, why is he Facebook messaging me? This is so weird.
Is that what you felt?
Yeah, I was like, why would he Facebook message me?
Well, did I have your cell number? No.
I don't know.
No,
like,
Facebook's the way
so
people communicate with people. That's shady? Come on. What else was I supposed to do?
What the fuck? Why is Mr. Appel sending me a Facebook message?
Tell me, take me through because I'll be honest, when I start doing these podcasts with people, I never know how to reach out to people. And it's usually a Facebook message because that,
and everyone is like that, thinks that's totally normal.
And I've heard multiple people tell me how weird it was that they got a Facebook message from me, and I get it.
Ask someone, be like, do you have Lauren Yaghoubi's email? Do you have her phone number?
By the way, did I Facebook message you?
Yeah.
Are we here sitting talking?
Yeah.
Did it work? Are you happy to talk to me?
Yeah,
so who
I'm
cares?
just saying it's a little shady.
Okay, well, either way,
it's a little
here
shady.
Here we are.
Yeah, no, it worked because look, if you asked me to do a podcast, I said no. I don't think you should interview me for your own sake.
Because you think you're boring.
Because because I think that like you.
I think you have something to say. There is a story.
No, you. When I asked you who you interviewed and why you'd be interested in interviewing me, you gave me like a superstar list of names, and I was like, "Why?"
Did not include Lauren.
Why are we even having this conversation? Like, does this conversation needs to go any further?
Well, as you said, it's about your Persianness. It's the
the
only thing significant.
I realized like you can't have a whole podcast without including like a Persian perspective.
Are you offended that that I'm asking you to do this as a knowing or thinking in your mind like he just wants to talk to a Persian girl?
Let me paint the picture for you. You Facebook messaged me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then you get on the phone and you're like, oh yeah, I interviewed so and so and so and so and so and so, and I want to interview too. And I'm like, okay, why? Like. Why would you even put me in the same paragraph?
Not even the same paragraph.
As those names. So no. And then we're like, okay, fine, let's meet. And then you came to the podcast. You didn't know like who I was. Like even in our text communications, you didn't know who I was.
Well, I confused you with someone by accident.
No, you didn't know who I was. Then you came here to interview me, and you had no idea about anything that occurred in my life during high school whatsoever, besides first period bio. You had no idea who I was in high school. So you tell me. Okay. No. How should I feel about it?
You should feel like it's nice that this teacher wants to get to know you in a way different than they knew you in high school. 15 years after high school.
Yeah.
That's it. So here we are.
Yeah, Facebook message.
From a Facebook message that was shady. Okay, and here we are.
Did I paint the picture?
You painted the picture. You did well.
It still begs the question, like, why am I here then?
But you know why? It's just there's no other reason than you are a Persian girl, and I needed a Persian girl, and 12 said no, and here we are.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I believe you. I swear I believe you.
You're the first, and
I really believe
you are the first and only Persian girl I've ever reached out to, and I now know not to Facebook message the next.